Yo! The topic of this video is going to be about, should you play video games? Should you play video games? Obviously, very subjective and personal. Should you play video games? In my opinion, should you play video games? It's kind of a very this type of question. Obviously, it's personal and subjective, but in my opinion, especially if you're like a young man, not a teenager or not a young kid, you should not play video games. In my opinion, that's just my opinion though. Because in my opinion, your potential is sort of getting wasted when you play video games. This is kind of common sense. Like when you play video games, you're completely consumed by the video game. You're putting too much of your time and energy into the video game. Every time you play a game, any video game, any type of video game, you might be playing on the PlayStation 5, Xbox, PC, anything, Nintendo, whatever. Every time you play video games and stuff, you kind of take some time away from your life, and that kind of, it has like this massive ripple effect. I'll tell you what I mean by this type of ripple effect. When you start to play video games, it starts to consume your mind, and you obviously, a lot of us, we tend to play for like more than like a couple hours. A lot of us, we play video games for like 5 hours or more, and that really has a massive ripple effect. It starts to like take over your entire life, and there's something like, if you like the habits, like it becomes a bad, like habits, like us human beings, we are creatures of habits. Like habits define us in so many different ways. Like what your habits are, that's what's going to determine your life. I'm not even kidding around. Like all these little small things that you do every day, that's going to contribute to like how your life is going to be overall. Do you know that? It's very shocking if you think about it like this. All these small things, all these like habits that we have, that's what's going to contribute to your life overall. These habits that you have, habits and stuff like that. Video games, obviously, playing video games consistently, that's going to turn into a habit, and that's going to have a massive ripple effect on your life. Playing video games consistently, habits. Human beings, we are creatures of habits. Like our habits are important. They determine who we become, what type of people we are. Our habits, think about it, all the small things that you do. Like imagine if like you have a bunch of habits that you do every day. Let's just say, for one example, like you brush your teeth. That's like a habit that you have. Hopefully you do have this type of habit, otherwise your teeth are going to rot away. But this type of habit, you brush your teeth every single day. That's a habit that you've kind of picked up on ever since you were little. Hopefully, if you didn't, then your teeth are probably disappearing by now. But this type of habit that you brush your teeth every day, imagine if you stopped brushing your teeth, that habit disappeared, and you didn't brush your teeth, and that's, think about the consequences. Your teeth would start to like fall out. It's not pretty scary. Your habits are so important. Our habits are everything to us human beings. Habits are everything. Our habits, they determine what type of person and people we become. They determine like whether or not our teeth fall out. Because you have this habit of brushing your teeth with toothpaste, hopefully. Imagine if you stopped that habit. You got rid of this type of habit of brushing your teeth with toothpaste, and slowly, one by one, your teeth are going to start to fall out and they're going to disappear, because this habit of brushing your teeth, that's what kept your teeth healthy and strong. Look at mine. Hopefully, I still got all my teeth because I kept brushing them every day, twice a day. Habits. Human beings, we are creatures of habits. So important to understand this. We are creatures of habits. Habits determine everything about us. So, how does this relate to video games? Because once you start to play video games consistently, that ripple effect that I'm trying to talk about is going to be kind of tremendous. It's going to affect you in all other areas of your life. You're not going to have like all that energy and time that you put into playing video games. That energy and time, you could have put that into like becoming a musician, becoming a YouTuber, becoming something else that's more important than just playing video games. But that time and energy that you put into playing video games, that time and energy, you just kind of you sort of wasted your time and energy and stuff in a virtual world. Obviously, like you might feel like, oh, it's for fun and stuff like that, whatever. I like playing games for fun and video games for fun. But that time and energy for fun, yeah, but after a while you start to get bored of it. Like, I know from personal experience, like if you start to play video games a lot, and after you beat the video game, you get sick of it and you get bored of it. Like when I was younger, I used to play like a lot of different types of video games. Legend of Zelda, like a lot of old-timey games, old-time video games and stuff like that. After you beat the games, clock them up, beat them, win through all the missions and levels, the game just becomes old and boring and you stop caring about it. Typically, that's at least in my experience, that's what happened. Video games, they waste. You putting your time and energy into video games is kind of horrendous. That time and energy could have been put into something more meaningful. That's what I'm saying. Habits, so important. You are like the sum total of your daily habits. That's what I would say. You are your daily habits. You as a person, you are the sum total of your daily habits. Your habits are going to determine where you're going to be in the next couple of years, how you're going to develop. All of this is very important. You are like the sum total of your daily habits. That's so important. The human being is a sum total of his daily habits. Again, this habit of, you have like this habit of brushing your teeth with toothpaste. Imagine if that habit, you made it disappear, you stopped brushing your teeth with toothpaste. What's gonna happen is it's gonna have like a very tremendous impact on your dental health. Your teeth are gonna start to fall out. And you're gonna develop a lot of cavities and other types of oral health problems. Human beings, we are the sum total of our daily habits. So make sure you're very careful about what type of habits you're developing, because if you start playing video games consistently, that's going to turn into a habit, and that's going to have a massive ripple effect on your life, and it's going to take away some time and energy from your life, and you're going to put some of this time and energy into video games, into fictional worlds, like all of the accomplishments and stuff like that in the video game, in this type of virtual world and stuff like that, is all like meaningless in the end. After you beat the video game, it becomes kind of boring, and you just tend to forget about that type of thing. Habits, human beings, we are the sum total of our daily habits. That's what I would say. We are the sum total of our daily habits. Our habits, that's what defines us as people. If you, again, play video games consistently, that's going to become a habit, and it's going to have a ripple effect on your life, and that time and energy that you could have been putting into something more meaningful, like starting a business, creating a YouTube channel, becoming a musician, something more meaningful, stuff like that. You're going to put that time and energy into video games, and it's going to have a ripple effect, and it's going to like kind of be detrimental to your life. Instead of like joining like a football club and meeting people and socializing and meeting people and stuff, getting out more, all that, instead of doing this, you sit inside your house all day and you play video games for 9 hours a day, and that's going to have a tremendous impact on your life. Should you play video games? In my opinion, I don't believe so. I don't believe you should play video games at all. Even if, it's fun and stuff, I need to stimulate my mind. Even in that type of way, I don't know. Because you can like go out more, be more outgoing, join clubs, football clubs and stuff like that, get out more and pick up on sports. Video games, they take your energy and time away. They make you as a person more depressed and miserable. It's just, I cannot possibly think about like, and kind of rationalize like why anyone would play video games. Obviously it's all subjective and personal and stuff, and you might be like, oh, I work a lot, I work hard every day and stuff, I need to like relax a little bit at the end, and maybe, okay, fair enough. And obviously this is all subjective and personal, but especially in my opinion, if you're a young man and stuff like that, you should not play video games at all, because that all your time and energy as a young man, that time and energy, everything about your time and energy is super important. Like you do not need, you cannot like waste, especially like when you're young, your very precious time and energy. You cannot let your time and energy depart from you into something so meaningless as playing video games. Habits. Human beings, we are creatures of habits. Our habits define who we are as people. Our daily habits are like, we are the sum total of our daily habits. That's so important to like to understand and to like kind of to think about that as human beings. We are the sum total of our daily habits. That's so important to understand. You play video games consistently, that's going to become a habit, and that's going to have a massive ripple effect on your life. Everything about your life is going to slightly get worse every time you play video games, because your time and energy, you're putting all that time and energy into playing a video game, putting all of it into like a virtual world and stuff, and you're not getting any type of real accomplishments in real life. You're just playing a game in a virtual world and stuff. You're not, all the characters are fake, the story in the video game is fake. It's all like fakeness. You're just getting involved in fakeness. Obviously, again, should you play video games? It's a very personal, so personal question, such a personal question. Obviously, I got the PS5 here. Got the PS5 here. I got a bunch of video games, and I grew up with video games. I'm not going to be some dickhead person to you and tell you that you should not play video games. I played video games when I was little. I'm still very much attached to like a lot of the video games I used to play when I was younger, especially BioShock, Batman Arkham City, Arkham Knight. These video games, they're literally a part of my childhood and stuff like that. They shaped my my development as a person. When I was like a little kid, I used to play video games. But I'm telling you that it's probably, as a young man, you should not play video games, because if you play video games consistently, it's going to become a habit, and it's going to have a massive ripple effect on your life. Obviously, all of this is like so personal and subjective and stuff. I'm just giving you like my 2 pennies, 2 pounds on this topic. Should you play video games? If you're a young man, your energy, your time and energy is so crucial for everything about you, everything about your life and stuff like that. Again, human beings, we are the sum total of our daily habits. Like our habits, they define our life. Imagine if you stopped brushing your teeth. That's like a habit. Imagine if you stopped brushing your teeth. What's going to happen is that your teeth are going to slowly start to like deteriorate, and they're going to fall out, and you're going to get cavities and all these other types of problems in your mouth, because you gave up on this type of habit of brushing your teeth. That habit of brushing your teeth, it kept your oral health perfectly fine. It kept your teeth in tip-top condition. But you know, this habit of brushing your teeth, imagine if you just got rid of this habit of brushing your teeth. I'm not going to brush my teeth. I'm just going to be a dumbass and just let my teeth fall out. Habits define who we are as human beings, as people. If you develop this, if you play video games consistently, you're going to develop this habit of playing video games. They're going to start to consume your life, all your time and energy, all that. Because I know what you're going to be thinking. Oh, but I work all day and then I come back home and I should be able to relax. That time that you can spend, that you spend, like when you like that free time that you spend playing games, you could be spending your time doing something more meaningful, like playing, like making videos, online videos, becoming a YouTuber, becoming a musician, becoming something more meaningful. Video games are like the feeling of accomplishment is so like meaningless after you beat a game. Like we all know this, like it escapes your mind and you start to forget about that video game. Video games are like, it is like a form of distraction and stuff. Obviously it's all subjective and personal and stuff. I'm not going to be a dumbass and tell you, you need to like follow and take my advice and stop playing video games. It's all personal and subjective, and you might have your own personal subjective reasons for playing video games. But this is just my 2 pounds, 2 pennies on this topic. But I believe that you should quit playing video games. Most definitely you should quit playing video games, because video games, as a human being, your time and energy is crucial. It's everything. Your time and energy is everything. And if you spend like even a little bit if you spend like a little bit of your time and energy every day playing video games, that's going to turn into a habit. If you play video games consistently, that's going to become a habit, and that's going to have like such a massively bad like ripple effect on your life, and you're going to have like all these problems in your life and stuff like that, and you're not going to be able to do things properly because your time and energy is going to be getting sucked away by playing video games. As a young man, I encourage you to give up on playing video games. Obviously this is all personal and subjective and stuff like that, and you have your own reasons for doing things, and obviously that's up to you and stuff, and ultimately everything that you do in your life is up to you. I'm just giving you like my 2 pounds on this topic. Should you play video games? Personal and subjective, but in my opinion, a big fat no. If you're a young man, you should not play video games at all. Don't be a dumbass. Even if you think, oh, I worked hard all day and now I can relax. That free time that you spend playing video games, that relaxation time, you could be putting that time into like making music, writing songs, creating YouTube videos, becoming an actor, becoming something great, not just playing fucking video games. When you're an old man sitting on your deathbed, are you going to be thinking about how like when you were like all the times you were playing video games, something like that, these types of like these moments like when you spend playing video games, they're so meaningless. They're so meaningless when you play video games. These types of these feelings of accomplishments that you get from playing the video games is all meaningless. It disappears. Games, every time you play through any type of video game, it worsens your life in so many different ways. You become more addicted to that video game. It takes away, again, that time and energy that you put into the video game. It could have been put into something more meaningful in real life. You could have became like the next big Drake, the next big rapper, the next big Rihanna, singer, musician, pop star, whatever, YouTuber. All that energy and time that you put into the video games, it could have been spent you could have put that time and energy into something a lot more meaningful. I know you're gonna be like a dumbass and say that, oh, it's free time, I have all this, I work hard every day and stuff, I deserve to have like a little bit of relaxation time. But still, that little bit of time you spend playing the video games, that little bit of time you could be spending making YouTube videos or becoming a singer, a musician, songwriter. I can go on and on. Should you play video games? Obviously all personal and subjective. I'm not gonna be a dumbass and say you need to listen to what I'm telling you. I don't know. It's also personal and subjective, obviously. And again, video games aren't the worst thing in the world. I mean, you could like get addicted to, I'm being autistic with my words, you could get addicted to heroin or coke. There's so many like worse. I'm not saying playing video games a little bit every day, that's the worst thing in the world. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you play video games consistently, it's going to become a habit, and that's going to have a massive ripple effect on your life. And your life, every day, everything about your life is going to get slightly worse. Because once you like play video games consistently, it becomes a habit and stuff, and you start to like it has this like a massive ripple effect on all the other areas of your life. Because you're gonna be playing video games, you might be playing video games too much, and then you're gonna spend all night playing video games, and you're not gonna get proper sleep done. You're not gonna be able to sleep properly and stuff. And that the next day when you have to go to work or school or something similar, you're not gonna have the right amount of energy to engage with the teachers or your staff or all the workers or whatever. And see, your life's going to get worse as a result of playing video games. It's all personal and subjective though. should you play video games? Very personal and subjective. I'm not gonna be a dumbass and force feed you any of my like personal opinions on this topic, but in my opinion, no, don't play video games. Video games are a tremendous like waste of time. Video games are a tremendous waste of time. If you play video games consistently, it's going to become a habit, and it's going to have a ripple effect on your life and stuff in your life. It's going to get everything about your life is going to get worse as a result of you playing video games. Again, that time and energy that you put into playing the video games, you could have been putting that time and energy into becoming a YouTuber, musician, actor, anything more meaningful. Video games, they offer you such a temporary like feeling of accomplishment. It's so ridiculous to me. I know what you're saying, that but I need something to relax myself. I don't know. Playing video games is very easy, it's very stimulating, it gives you like a form of instant gratification, but I don't know. Trust me, it's gonna be so much better. You'll be so much better off if you just gave up on the video games and you spent all of your time and energy and stuff. If you put all your time and energy into something more meaningful, you'll be so much better off. Obviously, this is all personal and subjective. I'm not gonna be a dumbass and give you like my own personal opinions on this. It's all personal, subjective. You might feel like, oh, I need to play video games to relax. I don't know. Maybe if in that case, I don't know. It's up to you. You get to call the shots. I don't know. Obviously, I'm just giving you my £2, 2 pennies on this topic. You get to call the shots. So your life ultimately, but at least in my opinion, if you're a young man and you play video games consistently, it's going to turn into a bad habit, and you're ruining your life in so many different ways. The ripple effect is going to be tremendous. It's all up to you though. I'm not going to be a dumbass and force feed you my personal opinions, because a lot of this is like so personal and subjective and stuff. But in my opinion, playing video games is such a tremendous waste of time. It's a massive waste of time. That time and energy that you put into the video games, you could have been putting that into something more meaningful in real life, getting a better job or something, becoming a YouTuber, a musician, singer-songwriter. I don't know, going out more, becoming more social, talking to people, spending that time joining clubs and playing real football and stuff, not like FIFA and stuff. You can be actually playing football in real life and getting close to other people in real life instead of just wasting all your time and energy in the virtual world. It's all personal and subjective though. I don't know. I'm not gonna be a dumbass and say, oh, you need to listen to this guy that's telling you not to play video games. And maybe a lot of you be like, it's just can play video games a little bit. I don't know. I do. Maybe I don't know. In my opinion, if you're a young man, you should just be fully focused on like becoming something great when you're young. That's just my opinion. Well, £2, 2 pennies. You should not be spending your free time playing video games. All the time you have as a young man, that's so crucial for you. You should be spending your time as a young man thinking about how to become like super great, like the next Michael Jackson, the next Drake singer, Rihanna, the next great person like that, some type of great entertainer, actor, movie star, YouTuber. Not waste your time playing fucking video games. Fucking hell, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not gonna be a dumbass. I play video games a little bit sometimes. I don't know. But typically, I do not play video games that much now, because I know it's a big fat waste of time. You're just fucking about, not doing anything in real life, and this fucking, your time and energy is getting taken away from you by the fucking stupid ass video game. It's all personal and subjective. Well, I'm not gonna be a dumbass and give you like my my very subjective personal opinions on this. But should you play video games? I would say no. If you're a young man, you should not play video games at all. At all. Should not play video games at all. It's a big fat waste of time. Video games, if you play video games consistently, that's going to become a bad habit, and that's going to have a massive ripple effect on your life. Every part of your life is going to become slowly worse as a result of you playing the video games. And I know, if I like playing video games, they stimulate me and stuff, and maybe they relax me and stuff. I don't know. Obviously, it's all personal and subjective. If you feel like you really need to play video games, fucking do it. Then I'm not gonna be a fucking god. You don't need to bitch at me. If you really feel like you need to play video games, do it. Then I'm just like giving you my like £2, 2 pennies, my opinions on this. That if you once you like start to play video games consistently, it becomes a bad habit, and that's gonna, all that time and energy is gonna get taken away from you and stuff. And that time and energy that you put into the video game, it could have been put into something more meaningful in real life. You could have got a better feeling of accomplishment in real life instead of putting that time and energy into the video game. You could have been putting that time and energy into real life, and you could have been feeling better about yourself in real life instead of fucking about with a video game. That's not even going to mean anything in a decade. You know what I mean? Like when you're an old man, are you going to be like thinking about all the times that you played video games? No, you're not. Video games, as a young man, you should give up on them, definitely, for sure. If you play video games consistently, it's going to become a bad habit and it's going to take so much time and energy away from your life. Yeah, that's about it. Should you play video games? If you're a young man or woman, maybe not.